I'm Gary Martin Hayes, and on this segment of my TV show, I will share 6 types of burn injuries we often see in our law firm and ways we can help you with your claim. And please stay tuned for great resources at the end of this video. Hey, good morning, welcome back, and thanks for starting your day here with us. I've been practicing law since 1989, and I've strictly focused my work on handling personal injury claims. Over the years, we've helped several clients that have suffered horrific burns, either in their homes, their apartments, or at work. In this segment, I'd like to talk about burn injuries in more detail. And let me give you some stats from the American Burn Association, and this is from their 2013 fact sheet. Each year, approximately 450,000 people sustain burn injuries that required medical treatment. There are approximately 3,400 deaths each year as a result of injuries sustained in a fire, either from burns and/or smoke inhalation. Each year, there are approximately 40,000 people requiring hospitalization due to burn injuries, 30,000 of which are admitted to hospital burn centers. Now, in Georgia, we have 2 highly acclaimed burn treatment centers right here. The first one is the Grady Burn Center, and that's here in Atlanta. This facility is staffed by Emory surgeons and Grady nurses. It is one of the largest in the country, and it's the only burn center in Georgia backed by a level 1 trauma center. And the second one is the J.M. Still Burn Center in Augusta. This facility has 70 beds and admits more than 3,000 patients annually throughout the Southeast. And let me talk a little bit about the types of burn injury cases we handle. The first are thermal burns, and these are the most traditional types of burns. Injuries can be caused by flames, hot metals, steam, scalding liquids. The second, electrical burns, and these are injuries that can occur from contact with a strong electrical current. And there are 3 types of electrical burn injuries we typically see. The first are true electrical burns. These result from direct contact with an electrical source. The current will flow through the body and will exit typically to the ground. These burns will usually have an entry and an exit point burn. The second are arc burns. These happen when a current jumps from its source to the ground. No contact is required as the electricity essentially passes through the air. And the third are thermal burns. These injuries occur when the arc of electricity or a spark ignites a person's clothing or their hair. And the third, chemical burns. These occur from contact with or exposure to abrasive chemicals such as a strong acid. Radiation burns. These are usually the result of exposure to some form of radiation or ultraviolet rays. And the burns are often classified depending upon how deep the burn penetrates the skin, as well as by the percentage of the body burned. First-degree burns. Well, these are superficial type of burns. They affect only the top layer of the skin, the epidermis. The injured area is red, painful, and dry, but without any blistering. Second-degree burns. These can range in severity, not only affecting the superficial layer, the epidermis, but also penetrating deeper to the dermis. The injured area is moist, painful, and blisters will typically form. These burns may require skin grafts. And third-degree burns. These are considered full-thickness burns. The burn destroys the top 2 layers of skin. It may also cause damage to the underlying nerves, bones, ligaments, and muscles, and the burned area will dry to a stiff white and brown texture. These burns typically require skin grafts and long-term rehabilitative care. It's necessary for the doctors to excise or cut the burned areas, and scarring will certainly result. Fourth-degree burns. These burns go all the way through the skin to the nerves and the bones. The skin will be charred and dry, and treatment may include amputation of the burned body parts. Burn injuries of any degree can be extremely painful. Pain from burns can be one of the most intense and prolonged types of pain a person can ever experience. Severe burns can drastically change a victim's life, and we've seen this over and over again. Patients may often require long periods of hospitalization followed by painful rehab. Oftentimes, a victim's dressings over the burns have to be changed. In this action of removing the bandage from the blistered, burned area, it can be excruciating. Treatments. These can include skin grafts, custom pressure garments, dermabrasion to correct or reduce scarring. Antibiotics are often given to prevent infection, and IVs are given to prevent dehydration. And then you have the emotional injuries that can result from the debilitating pain, the scarring, the long and arduous rehabilitation process. Depression is certainly likely and certainly understandable. We handle claims for burn injuries that have resulted from automobile or truck accidents, electrical fires, chemical spills or exposure, structural fires in apartment complexes, condominiums, hotels, offices, and houses, explosions, including gas explosions, fires caused by defective products, injuries that resulted from negligently installed or defective fire alarm systems or smoke detectors, and brain injuries caused by cerebral hypoxia. We often see this condition when oxygen is cut off from the brain, which results in the brain cells dying. And of course, we've handled wrongful death claims resulting from burns and smoke inhalation. If you or a family member has suffered burn injuries, please do not delay in contacting me to learn about all of your legal rights. In addition, we will work with you to find all available resources that can help you get the treatment for your injuries, the emotional support you're going to need to get you through the rehabilitation process, and then we'll work on that financial recovery. Please don't delay in calling us, as there are time limitations that could completely bar your claim if you don't act in a timely manner. Gary Martin Hayes & Associates, 770-934-8000. Call now and we'll be right back.